So we're not going into
thank you for taking the blame with me on that one.
We are not going into the Omega Tours versus, I think it was NE plus Ultra match, as they started it without us once again. So we're going to be jumping into the Metamercs and Titan match instead is what we're going to be going into. So for those of you out there that are the Titan fans, you're in luck because we're going to be sticking with them to go into this next matchup.
Yeah, so we've got to see Eclipse play so far today, and now we're going to see the team who lost to 11.5 in the upper bracket semifinal to see how they got through. So obviously, depending on how Metamercs play, we're going to have an idea of how good 11.5 are going to be, and potentially how good that match in the upper bracket final is going to be. Assuming that we get to see that, because I actually don't know what match we'll be going to next. Maybe production can tell me if we will be going to that match or if they're going to play live, because if they're playing live, I really wish we could have gotten into that one, because that was like a nice...
I feel like we're going to cover that one.
I feel like we are.
Yeah.
But I'm still waiting for production to confirm it for me, just so we don't look like liars again.
We've been very dishonest up here, it seems like.
Yeah, my nose, it's already big enough. It's grown even more, which is why I don't try to turn to the side as often as I do, because I'm going to knock Blue out as I turn and hit him in the face. But yeah, this should be an interesting game. Titan, they looked good on attack, looked calm, they looked composed, which is where we did see Boost Junkies not look at anything close to that. But it's going to be a hard match, obviously.
There's always that worry, though, you have to keep in mind, again, just to bring up the aspect of the physicality of the game as well, and the fact that this is like a very physical game and involves a lot of extended arm movement. Your head has to be on a swivel the entire time as well, so players can get strained pretty easily and can kind of overexert themselves on one or two matches and then not be ready for the next one, especially in these online cups that are kind of played in rapid succession. So
Pull
players
a
have to...
while they're on a plane or something, stretching.
Yeah.
How old are you, Blue?
23.
Oh, I hate you so much, because do you know how old I am?
How old are you?
You don't know? Okay.
No, I don't know.
I'm 25.
Okay. 2 years older than me.
I'm 30, actually.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I just turned 30 in June.
I was trying to see what the point was there. He said you were 25. I was like, wait.
Young. So how do you pull a muscle on a flight when you're stretching?
Very unhealthy person, we'll just say that. I do not play Echo Arena regularly enough to get the health benefits.
There's a reason we don't have webcams in there watching us play when we're out there, because it would just be a grunt fest of us just grunting and like bones popping.
Oh God, that's my back.
Oh, that's my back again. Oh, my knee. And plus, we probably would knock people as they're walking by trying to work.
That's true. Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. I would enjoy that.
Bit of a hazard.
A little bit. You see these arms? I got a wingspan that's massive. Wow, you have really long arms.
What is that actually?
You have really long arms. I thought I was pretty bad.
I didn't realize my arms were this long.
Okay, well,
I learned something new about myself today.
See, I used to think, this is like, I guess something that goes back to maybe when we were younger, that your height was the same as your wingspan. Not true.
Yeah.
Not true. I learned that while watching the NBA draft. Some dude was like 6'10" or 6'11", and his wingspan was like 7'2" or 3", and I'm like, what the hell? How do you have a wingspan that big? It's like equivalent to a bald eagle or something.
Yeah. It's massive.
Yeah. Basketball, though. I mean, who watches that?
A lot of people do now, apparently.
Yeah, LeBron.
Picking up
Something about LeBron.
It got me interested in it.
Lakers.
I might watch the next season. Like, I literally do not watch basketball at all. But I actually watch the finals and all that because of all the drama. No, probably gonna watch the next season.
Wasn't it a 4-1?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't like.
I mean, that's almost as bad as like a 3-1.
The story got me interested more than anything. So.
I was gonna say that's almost as bad as like a 3-1 in the grand finals of being in something like the Lanxess Arena and being the home crowd team and losing. It'd be something similar to that.
I mean, it was better than Liquid 2 years ago, who got 3-0'd, if I remember correctly, or 2-0'd, because I think it was a best of 3.
Yeah, that's NA teams though.
Yeah, but
that's a different
those
game.
are the teams that we care about. I would think.
I've been here 6 years, man.
You've been here a while.
Yeah, I'm more European than I am German, than I'm American, I guess. We were waiting for invites for the lobby. I think they are just getting this sorted out just now. And then hopefully we should be dropping in. If you guys just join us, this is the stage two finals of the VR League here for Echo Arena. And the top 2 teams to get through this will be going through into the World Qualifier, which will take place later on. We actually don't even know the exact dates, but we're assuming sometime in September. Yep. Because it has to be before September 27th or 28th, I think, or is it 29th, before the Oculus Connect kicks off. And then the top 2 teams from each of those qualifiers will go through into the Oculus Connect and guarantee themselves a minimum of $7,500. Sorry, $6,500 because we're splitting $1,000.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we have to talk to the guys upstairs about that first. But first place as well, if you manage to take that, is going to be $30,000.
$25,000.
I didn't realize we were taking it from the top seed as well.
I mean, we got
we were gonna we
got to take money equally from everyone.
We're just gonna bezel a little bit from the bottom tier, so it wouldn't be as noticeable. I thought was what the plan was. Keep it discreet, you know?
Hey, we got to pay our bills somehow. Yeah. So then obviously go through into that one, and first place takes home 30 grand, like you said, maybe 25. We'll see what we can sway.
Yeah.
And then you're obviously the king. You're the best team out there, and that's something you can definitely say. I think who won last time, if I remember correctly? Was it Jax?
I think so. Yes.
Or was it Ding?
Pretty sure it was Jax.
Okay.
It might have been Jax.
It was iShiny's team, right? With two of the Eclipse guys, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Yeah. I just remember it because iShiny's like ridiculously handsome, and because I actually like casted him when he went on to his next game that he did play. But he still coaches teams apparently. He's still actually a coach for a lot of teams in North America to help them kind of raise their level.
That's very cool. So once again, we've seen
that takes 50% of their winnings.
It's a steep fee.
$15,000.
Listen. He's gotta pay himself somehow for his services.
Exactly, man.
I doubt he's charging that much on an hourly rate anyway. So that's the trade-off he goes for. He just is like, listen, I'll help you, but this has got to be like a blood pact here. Where
a lot of money. I wish I could win something like that. So did you play anything professionally, esports wise?
Not really. No, I did when I first started off casting.
Wait, can I guess what game you came from?
Go ahead.
Tribes.
No, I did play that game though, but never like competitively.
I don't want to say Counter-Strike.
Most people know this actually. So.
Seem kind of nerdy sometimes. World of Warcraft?
Close. You're close.
Guild Wars.
Yes, Guild Wars 2 specifically.
See, I got there eventually.
I casted and played like as semi-pro could have been in that game at the time. Guild Wars 2.
That was a thing.
Yeah. Neither do most people. But I sort of played that game on like a mid to high level for a little bit, but it was only for like a couple months, and then they came out with like a spectator mode, and nobody was really casting it. So that's when I made the flip over to casting.
Right.
And
I remember Klaris casted a ton of Guild Wars
he did stuff with Jebro, who was another caster in the Guild Wars scene. So
can you guess what game I came from? By the way, we are just waiting for the lobby and everything to get set up. That's why we're kind of talking about random things right now.
I didn't even Quake.
What game did I come from, though?
I was going to say Quake.
Nope. Never played Quake till I casted it.
I have no clue then.
Give me some guesses. Come on. You got to give me something.
Did you come from WoW?
No, but I didn't come from World of Warcraft, but I was the number 6 Shadow Priest Rogue combo in the world with a friend of mine.
It's very nice.
Didn't win anything. Never played competitions.
The highest rating I ever got in WoW Arena was like 1,700.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means anymore. The game's changed so much. I came from...
Is it not? Is WoW Arena not like
it was a shooter game.
Oh, wait. Was this the game they played at IPL finals? Was this a Shootmania? Not Shootmania?
No.
Okay. So I know a couple people came from Shootmania.
So you're thinking too shootery, if that makes sense. It's a shooter like Overwatch is a shooter.
Not like Smite, right?
No. I actually love Smite. Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead 2.
Left 4 Dead, really competitive Left 4 Dead.
I was on the best team in North America.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I was not aware that was played competitively.
Yeah, it was actually really good fun. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we can stop talking about our terrible past when it comes to esports and where we came from. And it's going to be Titan on the orange side with Pizza Duel game, and Metamercs for the first time with Speedy, Faranuf, and Strambitsky.
Speedy is definitely a name that I'm aware of as well. We've seen him play, if you're going back to like the beginnings of the first season a while back. So this is definitely an old school player, but it's going to be Titan that, I don't even know if that was intentional right there.
No, that wasn't.
Just kind of banks itself in. Probably one of the slower goals we've seen so far today, but it's going to secure Titan a 3-pointer, and they're not going to argue with that.
If you ask him, he's be like, yeah, that was intentional. I meant to do that.
Totally meant to sink it at like 5 meters per second.
It was from 43 meters away. Yeah, I make those shots all the time. Well, either way, though, Metamercs going to be down off the bat, and Metamercs did lose in the semifinal of the upper bracket, where we did see Titan lose in the quarterfinals. So Titan, I mean, they both have equal games under their belts. We had Metamercs play a more difficult game. Their first match, they won 23-8, by the way, against 3 men and a guy. Whereas Titan did lose 28-18 to the Omega Tours. So I don't know. I mean, Titans didn't look great. They didn't look fantastic like Eclipse looked in the last match, but they definitely looked better than Boost Junkies.
Titan definitely kind of like kicked up the heat a little bit in that last match, though. So I don't know if they just started using strats that they were trying to hide or something like that, or if they just kind of woke up a little bit. But they've definitely like improved their performance very much so based off of the first round that we saw them play in the last game, in my opinion. We've got Metamercs trying to juggle it right now and sink a goal for themselves. They've got good positioning lined up. Now they got to get the passes off, as we can see their aggressive player trying to knock out the goalie, but it is going to be their sinker who manages to get knocked out himself here. That's Strembitsky that gets pushed back. And at the moment, possession is going over to Titan. Great clear from Titan, too. That's a straight shot down to the other side of the arena, even inside of the three-point bubble for the Metamercs. Problem is, though, is it doesn't make it very easily retrievable by them, so they're also going to try to get a clear off, and they get it.
Just got to get lucky here to hope that it does not bounce in if you're a Titan fan out there.
Bad.
Yeah, there's nothing to stop them. And he does get 3 points on the board, too. Most importantly, he does stop himself as well to make sure he can go for the 3 points instead of going across that line where they would still be down 1 point. So very smart, realizing, hey, there's no one around me. Again, really good communication from Metamercs to tell him you have an easy, free shot. And that does tie things up with 3 minutes and 24 seconds remaining.
What I found is that's usually what people aim for when they go for an aggressive clear. They're going to try to follow up with a quick attempt at a goal when there's an open goal on the other side, is they usually aim it for the force field that's in front of the goal, because that's right on the 3-point line. So if you just hang yourself on it, you can usually just sit on the outside and make sure that you're not going to accidentally push yourself past the line and accidentally score a 2-pointer.
Well, here we go. Now possession Titan. Again, we did see Boost Junkies really struggle with their initial possessions, and that was due to Pizza and how aggressive he would get. But now with them, still looking calm. This is what we saw in their last match. Looking pretty good so far, trying to get set up. Almost as we see Metamercs trying to set someone up, Strembitsky in towards the goal to protect it. Now Pizza coming from the low-hand side. He's got Duel off towards the side, does get the pass off towards him. Duel does get the catch, does go for another pass up to the high ground. But unfortunately, game won't be there in time, or at least the disc won't connect, and that'll be a clear out of Metamercs.
It's not going to be all the way out just yet, though. Manages to bank off of one of the walls next to the side tunnel, so it's still on their side of the arena for the time being. So Metamercs attempt to maintain control, but there's a lot of pressure coming in from Titan right now as they manage to knock out the carrier. A bank sends it over to Game. He's got an open shot. There's too much resistance, though, so it's going to get picked up by the goalie. Knocked away once again by Titan, however, so they've got another shot at this still as they loop it around, and it's an open goal this time for Game to sink it in, get his team as their first 2-pointer, and as well re-secure the lead now at 5-3.
A dog pile that happened on the disc. All 3 members of Metamercs and 2 members of Titan. The last man remaining, the one to score, because, hey, he wasn't in the pile. As long as they get the clear towards his direction, he's going to get an easy shot off. Yeah, it was 2 points, but hey, it gives you the lead. And if Titan are up again here for a second time at 5-3, a lot lower scoring game as we're passing the halfway point of this round. But keep in mind, still a best of 3, so you have to win 2 to get through into the next stage of the lower bracket. And not to mention, keep your hopes alive, because if you lose any of these matches or any of these best of 3s, you're out of the entire tournament now.
Absolutely. You really got to give respect to some of these players as well that can, I think I've seen one of the guys on Metamercs doing it, where he's actually not only playing upside down, but he's flipping back and forth between them. That is like one of the hardest things to do in this game. For me, that's a one-way ticket to the vomit comet for me right there, because I cannot handle that. But some players are able to do that, and it's a pretty amazing skill if you can do that. Strembitsky is the one doing it right now for Metamercs. He tries to sink a goal off of using that strat. It's going to be unsuccessful this time, though. Titan do successfully manage to pick it up before it goes into the goal.
There's nothing to stop him right now. They have at least like a 3-second window. Oh, and then he just didn't land the slingshot in the direction of the disc. At least it got a cheeky bounce away from them. That could have been another 2 points on the board, but now we see the daisy chain coming across. Look at this. It's going to be Speedy, living up to his name. An easy shot. I would have just mocked them, honestly. I would have been, held the disc in front of the goal and be like, come on, guys, you can get it, you can do it.
It's when you pop off an emote right there is what you do.
Exactly, yeah. But then knowing me, I would have hit the rim, I would have dinged it out, even though I was point blank at it.
That's what some people do to gloat when they manage to outclass someone so far ahead is what that is. They'll go up to the goal because it makes the ding sound when you bang it on the goal. So some guys will take it up to the goal and just go ding, 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 ding.
It's dinner time. Yeah. That's what I'm imagining. 5-5, though, all tied up again. Very close match between the two. 1:41 remaining. And here we go with the initial possession. And will be Pizza, the one to control it. Again, not being rushed down. Faranuf actually decides to sit in midfield instead. This should be an easy pickup here by Strembitsky. He should actually have a decent attack because there's 2 defenders behind him. It's going to be a 3-on-1 break. And look at that. They send a man off towards the lower hand side. But it doesn't matter because you know what? He meant to do that, Kobe.
Nicely done. That's what we'll give him credit for right there. Great shot from the Metamercs.
Come on, really? I don't want to give him credit for that shot.
That looked like a diamond shot. I think that was intentional. Other than that, it was a panic clear.
Well,
it was really lucky.
Rooting for right now. No, yeah. Hey, we've seen those happen so many times now. It could actually be intentional.
It was a pretty high speed one too. So very well placed by the Metamercs as they bank it in. Once again, secure another 3-pointer for themselves. They got a 3-point lead over Titan with about 1.5 minutes left in this first round. Remember, of course, it's best of 3, so they'll need 2 to win it here.
I really love the way Strembitsky actually kind of feints a potential, or sorry, Faranuf right there actually feinted a potential push. That's an easy shot. Yeah, not really much to go into that one. That's just a good bank into a pass. Whether that was intentional or not, worked out for them in the end. But fair enough, he actually got really aggressive. He actually had the speed to potentially go for a contest on the quarterback, but he actually catches himself on an island and then bounces backwards to kind of like feint the aggression, hoping for Pizza to maybe get a little flustered and throw the disc away. But either way, I mean, it didn't really net them anything since they did actually lose the goal there.
And now this will put us once again neck and neck for the last few moments of the first round. Titan and Metamercs still going at each other. For those of you that are just joining, it's the first round here of a best of 3. Winner needing 2 to move on. And this is a lower bracket match, so our loser will be eliminated from this stage final. Another long-range attempt at a shot from Metamercs, that one being way off its mark, however. We don't really even see a slingshot attempt to retrieve it quickly to re-secure the goal. So Titan will get a nice, easy clear over to the blue side of the arena.
They can grab this. Actually, it's going to be a 2-on-2. Nice little punch. Pete's going to get punched from behind, though. Fair enough comes in big. All 3 members are grouped up, but you're trying to get a clear here. But look at that. Gain gets the interception, and he gets the shot. No, he missed. What are you doing?
Okay, he's got Pizza there, though. Pizza's going to help him out. Game still gets the assist. It's all good.
Pizza helps everyone out.
That's true. As they're going to be able to manage to lock down another goal. And with that, they take the lead over the Metamercs here, too, but only by 1 point. So there is still a chance for the Metamercs to come back in if they sneak in a goal in these last 40 seconds.
That's... Oh... I mean, luckily Pizza was there, but those are shots you just can't miss. You can't have that happen in those situations, especially knowing that you could be knocked out from a play like that, from a miss like that. But luckily the Pizza's there, gets in the lead again. And here we go, back on the attack. It's going to be Metamercs finally. It's been quite a bit of time as Strambitsky immediately goes for the clear. They realize they're not on a lot of time. Look how far, look how aggressive speed he's gotten. Lit up to his name, and the 3-pointer from downtown. That man blew by the entire defensive squad out of Titan and gets an easy 3-pointer.
Just like that, Metamercs are back in control once again here now. A goal coming out of absolutely nowhere. This is going to cause some panic for Titan now, as they do not have a lot of time left to change this. Thankfully, they should start out with possession on this round, but even with that, it's going to be a little bit tough now.
Basically one attack this 30 seconds. And if they mess up that attack, Metamercs can just play with the disc and just distract and buy as much time as possible because they need to score, period, to tie things up or potentially take the lead in the last few seconds of time.
They're going to need a good 5 to 10 seconds to actually set up a pass routine here too, which is what they're doing now. Number 88, Duel's being sent down the field to get himself in goal. And we do see the disc somewhat successfully getting passed, but I guess Game had a poor prediction, so it's going to get sent right back. And that might be the end of it right here, because I don't know if they're going to be able to set up for anything else in time. They do thankfully maintain possession, but now they're going to set up another pass routine here to try to sink it into the goal. Goes over, they're going to just send it way downfield, but it's right into the hands of one of the Metamercs players. And now Strambitsky can just basically hold on to this, waste the time. He'll send it back the other way simply for the sake of chaos. And with that, time will run out. And the Metamercs, with a close last-minute goal, managed to secure themselves a lead at 11-9. And with that, take control of the opening round. So they're now leading at 1-0.
14 stuns for Pizza there. That's pretty ridiculous. That man was just all over punching constantly as much as he possibly could. But the thing is, how many times now, was it twice, we saw Metamercs go for these ridiculous shots, I'm saying very lightly, and make 3-pointers that shouldn't have been.
The first one was without a shadow of a doubt, probably an accident. But
without a shadow of a doubt, probably.
You always got to leave room.
Yeah, it's true.
95% was more than likely an accident. But the second one, I'll give him credit for that, because the second one looked like it was targeted and it was a direct shot that was trying to go for one of the diamonds to bag it back in. So that was a very nice shot they managed to secure. But yeah, 2 Hail Mary shots coming out from them, and both successfully managed to land their way, which gave them 6 out of their 11 points. And without that, obviously, they would not have been in control of this matchup.
Yeah, and again, it's taken Titan a lot more time to actually get these points going than it has for Metamercs. But Metamercs have, it's hard to actually say who looked more solid when they scored. Because, I still have in my head those 2 Hail Mary shots playing for Metamercs. So it's kind of like, oh, that wasn't reliable. That wasn't a point you necessarily meant to score. But the aggression out of them, it's been mostly, Speedy. He's just been catching them off guard with those deep passes, and with him clearing the defensive line, he's been open a lot of times.
And with that, that's been leaving a lot of opportunities for them to score. A couple of open goal opportunities being presented to the guys on the Metamercs as well, which opened up a lot of opportunities for them to score a couple of 2-pointers here and there. And that's how I think they really were able to push forward the lead. Not a surprise goal, it kind of came out of nowhere in the end too. They managed to secure that one with relatively a quick speed in that last round.
Even Titan had an open shot that they actually almost fluffed completely.
Yeah, that's true. That was the one that Pete had to come in and save.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, you keep saying the P word. It's making me hungry. It's actually, so by the way, we're over here in Germany. We're over here in Europe at the moment, if you don't know where Germany is. I don't know. I'm just covering all bases, right? I'm covering my bases here.
I hope everyone knows Germany's in Europe.
So it is actually 11 p.m. here.
Yeah.
And then if you're over on West Coast, you're 9 hours behind, so you're at 2 p.m.
It does feel like the afternoon for me still.
That's true.
Yeah.
You flew in yesterday. What a champ.
Yeah.
You got here at like 7 p.m. yesterday, stayed up till 2 a.m., and then somehow made it here. And we still have like another 3 hours to go.
Well, it's a crazy
check my
place.
watch.
You're a little band there.
Hey, there's a special meaning to this band.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can tell you what it is. I had to make it up in my head first.
Oh.
My niece gave it to me.
There you go. Okay.
When I last saw her.
It's cool.
I
usually
have
have a watch, but I forgot it today. So I just have empty wrists.
Well, we usually would have dress shirts as well.
True.
But our ironing board and iron was stolen. It was taken.
Stolen by the Counter-Strike talent, I'll say it.
Someone call Liam Nielsen. Get him in here to get it back for us. Yeah, so we actually would have had, nice dress. I had a nice little lovely pink one, set out for this. Salmon-ish.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm enjoying it actually because there's no long sleeves. It's actually a little bit warm
nice
in here.
And cool.
Yeah, that's true. We're still waiting for the game to start, by the way. If we ever hear us talk about random nonsense, it's because we're waiting for them to get the game going. Hopefully production can give us a little update on what's going on with that one because they should have been ready for their second match. There we go, start in 10 seconds. If I didn't say anything, we would have been perfectly transitioned into this.
All right,
But
guys.
I had to mess it up.
Well, with that, we are going to jump back in game now, so let's take a look at it. It is a bit of a one-for-one joust at the opener, but it goes into the control of the Metamercs, at least partially now definitively, as they're going to be able to re-secure control over the disc, and Strambitsky goes for the slam dunk shot at long range there. Fast one. I know, that was self-contradicting.
How does that make any sense, Blue? I know you don't watch basketball, but how do you slam dunk from long range? That's not a thing.
Slam dunk is like a weird definition in my head in this game.
It's a very concise definition of you have a ball in your hand and you make it in the hoop, like with your.
It's not the first time I've done that either. That's the worst part.
He slam dunks it from half court.
That's a habit.
This isn't Space Jam, all right? You don't have Michael Jordan with the long extended arm.
Look, you did it again.
You know what? There is no Bugs Bunny here, no Monstars, all right? What other weird? He kicks it from half court and gets the field goal. Okay, anyways, let's move on because Metamercs are up 6-0 within the first 17 seconds. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, they've just been left. The goal's been left open at times as well. So for some reason, Titan's been really bad at trying to get their goalie back into position because they're still in like offensive mode. The problem is Metamercs. The first time is a little bit more forgivable, obviously, because of the chaos of the opening joust. But the second time, they should have easily had someone back. It just seems like their disc got stolen from them, and they weren't able to react to it appropriately in time. So whoever was for right now, obviously being fair enough, but. Last time, whoever was on the front line there was able to easily secure it because of how quickly that transpired.
Maybe they heard you say he slam dunked it from 3-point line, and then we're just like, wait,
just
what?
laughing. Yeah.
And they took their head, their
Did we hear that right?
like, wait, what? I'm sorry, I'll let that go.
It's good that you gave me crap for that though, because I'm probably not going to say it again.
It was great. I think I loved it because it was hilarious. And what did he just do there?
Just slam dunked it from half court.
Slam dunked it from half court. There you go. 49 meters away, 9-0. They've scored 9 points within the first 50 seconds of time.
And again, all of them have been relatively open goals for the most part, too. Titan did have someone close by that time, but I'm pretty sure he was in another engagement with a member of the Metamercs who was not able to bounce himself back quickly enough to defend against it. The shot kind of came out of nowhere once more, too. So it's constantly leaving the Titan defender, whoever it is at the time, surprised, and he's just not able to react.
It's been Strambitsky, by the way, for all 9 points. He's just living in downtown, living outside of that bubble, and enjoying it. It's going to be him playing. Actually, he's playing like the defensive role. Look at him. You can see on the mini map on the bottom right-hand side. He's been seen actually as the anchor / goalie. That's a long-range shot coming in, but Strambitsky's going to get the recap on it.
He's also our upside-down player, too.
I don't know how you do. I mean, I know it's zero gravity.
If you just play upside down, it's apparently not as bad because it doesn't shift as much. But it's very rare that people actually flip between it. But those that do, that's a feat of human strength right there. Yeah, Strambitsky as well. Right. He's having himself a game right here. Fast shot as well, 17 meters per second, which
slam dunk contest here with 3 points.
It's the three-pointer shootout.
It's late for me.
They've all been three-pointers here, too. So this has just been straightforward. Strambitsky dominating. Doesn't even really need to be him either. He's had 2 other teammates in position constantly, but he always ends up being the one to sink the shot.
They have families, Strambitsky, okay? They have families here, man.
Yeah, we still have 4 minutes left.
Yeah. Let's see if that's potentially going to transpire again with another three-pointer. And the funny thing is, like I pointed out before, he's the anchor player. He's the one sitting really far back as the kind of goalie to make sure the disc does get cleared on their side. He's there to retrieve it, and he's been able to score
And it's not Strembinski, but it's another three-pointer from the Metamercs, as Speedy is the one to sink it this time. Now at 15-0 with only a minute and a half of actual play time gone by.
Is there a mercy rule? Do we have a mercy rule set up?
I feel like there was one at one point. I don't know if it's there, though.
I feel like a game like this might kind of bring it back. I mean, Titan aren't out, to be fair. Let's be honest. We've seen some good plays out of them, but this is looking so dominating. I think they've had the disc maybe like out of the minute and a half, maybe 15 seconds.
We might be able to get possession stats, actually, at some point.
I actually think the disc has been in the air longer than Titan has actually had control of it.
Yeah, no, Titans, but this is like probably one of the longer times Titans had control over it, because look at Metamercs, they've finally got to play defensively. This is a good setup, though. Titan might be able to sneak something in because this, whoa, the pass, okay, it is to a teammate. I didn't notice Pizza was back there at first, so he's going to be able to pick it up. Over to another teammate, now up to the top, they retrieve it properly. They got to pass it back again. There's too much pressure. No, he finds a hole to shoot it through, and it's going to be Games taking a three-pointer for Titan to finally get them onto the board.
Gets the hole in one, gets them on the board, as you mentioned, the 3-15. Really, nothing? No chuckle? Nothing? It's the hole in one?
I'm chuckling, you just don't hear it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm talking.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so 3-15. It took them about 24 seconds of time. So if you kind of calculate that, I can't do math right now. I'm just going to guess that there is a chance that they could come back from this. But they're going to need a lot more control over the course of these next 3 minutes to make it happen. And for the first time in this round with Metamercs, up 1-0 in the series, are going to have the initial possession.
We're going to see how they play with it here. For the first couple of seconds, they just get a nice, or what would have been a nice pass off onto Strembinski here. He's going to have to know he actually gets it intercepted away from him, this time by Game. Game's just going to send it flying downfield. Oh, and it is a direct middle diamond shot from him, too, at 42 meters away. Pretty fast shot as well. Goes right into the center and secures another three-pointer for Diamond, or for the guys on Titan. I don't know why I said Diamond.
Pulls a Strembinski from like half court, slam dunking it in. But that's what they needed, right? That's what we're talking about. It took them 14 seconds before to score the 3 points. It's taken 13 seconds now. In 12 seconds time, they're going to have another 3 points on the board if they continue to keep going this way. And Metamercs, the lead they had of 15-0, it's starting to slowly dwindle away. I say dwindle, but I mean, we haven't even passed the half of the allotted time in this round anyways.
We probably will in this engagement here, but still, this means there's a long way to go and a lot of chances for Titan, especially if both teams are able to consistently score long-range goals like we've seen twice now from Titan. And, well, I don't even know how many times from the Metamercs, at least 5 times. They're going to go for another one here. They do have to get past the goalie. It's the alley-oop shot, but it won't work out. Pizza manages to block it off this time. I'm just murdering basketball.
You're murdering every sports reference right now. So an alley-oop is when you throw it to a teammate and in the air they grab it and dunk it.
Yeah, see, that I just didn't know.
Yeah, that's an alley-oop. What he did was like the bowling strat.
Wind up.
Yeah, the wind up. There we go. He did the wind. He slam dunked it with the alley-oop to himself.
This stream is just going to become you correcting me on basketball terminology.
You can't alley-oop yourself. Like LeBron did it in the NBA Finals where he threw it off the backboard, jumped up, grabbed it in the air, and dunked it.
And dunked it?
Yeah, that's the self alley-oop.
You could technically do it, I guess, if you bank it off the goalpost.
Yeah, you could. You could.
Yeah.
All right, so
we'll keep that in mind.
Metamercs do have control of their possession yet again. Here you can see Duel trying to come in to actually take it away, but Strembinski, he does go for the long shot again, and it's going to be intercepted this time. Pizza, you can see how more defensively Titan are playing now, keeping a goalie consistently back time and time again to make sure those long-range shots don't last.
So, though, the problem is this specific round right here has taken so much time off the clock, so Titan's chances of actually getting back to the game would have been a great chance for Game to take a shot now, but that opportunity's gone. However, makes it happen anyway with a punch-out going out against Strembinski. It manages to stun him for a few seconds and leaves a goal opportunity open. These guys on Titan do manage to secure another three-pointer, another long shot coming out from them. They're only actually a few away now from tying this up, so there might be a chance. The problem is, though, is once again, they'll lose possession starting off on the next round, so Metamercs can start to play with the time if they just want to do that.
I mean, it was a 15-0 run for Metamercs, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. And now it's turned into a 9-0 run for Titan, who's been able to fight their way back. They've got a minute 15 left to do it. They still have time to work with. 2 more three-pointers would tie things up. But it's, again, as you mentioned, with Metamercs having control and possession off the bat, it's going to be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure what we're watching there, but as we all do get back into the action, it's going to be Strembinski, the one to actually pick up the disc, trying to go in from downtown. I guess she gets pushed in directly, but he gets 2 defenders towards the Speedy. If he could just break past Pizza there, he could have had a shot. And now Pizza's going to go for the clear. It's going to actually get an awkward bounce, but look at that throw through. That's going to be gain to secure the disc and go for the long-range shot, and it's just barely going to miss off the backboard.
We do end up seeing now Metamercs getting back good control of it. There's a pass going over, and then they'll send it to their player that just got slingshot at number 31. Fair Enough's going to be trying to take control. That shot, though, having to arc itself a little bit more outward because we did end up seeing Duel in the middle of that pass, so that's why it ended up missing. Thankfully for the Metamercs, they still got control over it. Speedy picking it up most recently. A pass over to Strembitsky. Fair Enough is not open currently, so Strembitsky's got a juke off the diamond, or at least an attempt to do that, but it will miss. Fair Enough, along with Speedy, now have to go for control. And in the meantime, Strembitsky's transitioned himself, just due to him being stunned over towards the goal, and he's got to jump out now to try to pick up the disc. They've still kept control of it this entire time, though. They've kept it out of the hands of Titan for the most part. That could change now with Duel trying to punch it away, and there we go. Now the other two on Titan will get control over it, send it back over to mid to clear it, but the problem is they are now out of time. 15-9 is going to be our final score, and the Metamercs will take control because of that. The 2-0 lead, they'll be moving on to the next stage of the tournament, and sadly for Titan, this will be goodbye for them.
Yes, they will. And actually, I was just trying to take a look at the brackets. I think we're going to be able to show that during this anyways after we take a look at some highlights. But that was good. That was good. Metamercs, I mean, they had a dominating first half of the round, I guess we could say, with like a 15-0 scoreline. It was even a half. That's the funny thing. It was like a minute and a half. A minute of time. Where they got constant 3-point after 3-point after 3-pointer. Every single shot they did make was 3 points. And they looked good. And then they started to slowly, maybe they got cocky, maybe they got like too aggressive, or maybe they misjudged Titan because they started to claw their way back into that one with 3 back-to-back 3-pointers too.
Interestingly enough, every single goal scored in that game was a 3-pointer, if memory serves me correctly.
That's true.
I would hope
Statistician blue here.
Yeah, I would hope so.
100% of the shots were
both the numbers were divisible by 3, so that's how I figured that out.
See, it's harder for me to do addition and subtraction on stream, but you're going to take it to another level. You're doing division.
Oh, trust me, I still have problems with addition and subtraction too. Especially if it's like 2 weird numbers.
Oh yeah,
you get messed up from that.
Of course, of course. I think we have some highlights for this, just to kind of recap what happened as we talk you through what's gone through in that match. And as we do get into that in just a second, I mean, that was still a good game. And we're starting to get, more of these closer and closer matches the further we get through into the bracket. That's obviously how it's going to work. And I was on the orange side here for Titan. They looked good in the first match, the first little round they had going on, but it just seemed to fall away from them as, honestly, Strembitsky almost single-handedly, actually, I think he did single-handedly score more points than Titan did in the last round.
Yeah, Strembitsky specifically doing a fantastic job with the first, I think, 3 goals of the second round going specifically to him, along with, of course, getting multiple goals in the opening round as well. As we see here, our opening round was very back and forth, came pretty much directly down to the wire, but at the end of it, we did see, and you'll probably see it here in a moment, our blue team, the guys over on Metamercs, were able to secure themselves a nice 3-pointer, and it was Strembitsky once again who did do it, managing to lock down the first map.
You can see them just constantly. I mean, the thing is, there's not even a ton to say necessarily about it because it was just 3-point after 3-point out of both teams. But still, like that kind of play we saw was not necessarily as convincing as we've seen in clips. Again, that was a very early game in the bracket, so you can kind of assume, hey, yeah, of course it's going to be a one-sided match or potentially one-sided match. But Eclipse in general just looked far beyond better than a lot of the other teams we've seen today. The thing is, their match versus 11.5 hasn't happened yet because I'm assuming that we are 100% going to that match at some point tonight. But that's the match to watch for me because if 11.5 can't beat them, I don't think any team can beat Eclipse.
No, Eclipse has been showing up as one of the more dominant teams so far that we've seen. They have a lot of like legendary names that go back to season 1 of the VR League as well. So it's going to be a tough roster to take down here, especially considering that some of the other teams may have already managed to qualify from the previous stage finals, and it's taken them out of the pool. So we're slowly going to see more of these lower tier teams get chances to push to the top. But in the meanwhile, while we still have the legendary teams in the running, it's going to be a very tough challenge to push past them.
Well, speaking of them, luckily I am being told after the break we do have to go to shortly, it will be Eclipse versus 11.5. And I'm assuming you're pretty much going to be not rooting, but predicting Eclipse to win this one.
I would definitely, hope so that they would be able to take it given their experience going into that matchup.
All right, well, after this break, we're going to see, can Eclipse be challenged tonight, or will it be an easy walk through to the grand finals for them and potentially one game away from getting through into the world qualifier? We'll see you guys after the short break.